blow a kite quick. Ties of war, we ain't forget about you, keep your light lit. Rappers can't see, most of them scared to witness. Go and close your eyes, there's one right here for the trenches. Bad bitches, natural hair or extensions. Hood niggas that'll probably grip like some dentures. Brothers on them fences, 23 and 1 out. Praying that commissary hit before it run out. Bitches on the gram, dog filter with their tongue out. Couldn't stay home because they found the dugout. Closed casket, burner in the low jacket. My co-captain, riding on these whole rappers. My hoes fabulous. Now I don't mean that derogatory, but I'm a player and there's no my women riding for me. I avoided Maury, I got 2 jets. If I can't make it through for them, then I'm useless. Sit down that roof, Chris, with a couple bosses. After the war, just to count our losses. There's not many. You see a smile on my face, but I'm not friendly. Gun on my waist, sipping white Henny. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart, grip my bow tie. Waiting on the squab in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart, grip my bow tie. Living in the squab in my whole life. My whole life. It's so melodic. When I be dropping this ebonics, this ghetto phonics, they got me on the level supersonic. My bomb atomic, and you know where you can find me. Somewhere probably folding this paper origami. My name is pure as the Dasani, my wave is like a tsunami. I went from 0 to 100, feeling like Ricky Bobby. I made a deal with the Reaper. Got a couple wives, they some keepers. Talk a lot of shit, but you can't walk a mile in my sneakers. Bitches go to Miami, come home with change features. Now she got a BBL, her ass fatter. Trying to show up all them niggas that laughed at her. Now when they see her, they only wanna fuck her. They just wanna touch her, they don't wanna cuff her. They just wanna come and kick it with her like a punter. Turned her to a runner, now it's all aboard the train. Fenty on her face, but it's not concealing the pain, it's a shame. So I'm in the hood like some rap snacks. I know niggas kill you and your mama for a scat pack. Dark tint, matte black, they do it for half that. Had you like 90s Missy in a fucking trash bag. I'm from Philly, we don't do bank accounts, just cash app. I spit a verse and I just watch the time slow. This that God flow, this that shit that rappers die for. This that uncut Taha Wall straight from Pablo Escobar. I be at the bar like Moscato. They think it's effort, but no, this that block work. Make the countermeasures, take pleasures, making an op hurt. Lighters in the sky, cause every verse is a concert. My mind work at speed y'all can't fathom. Listen to the words of a champion. And Ken, the streets need another anthem. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart, grip my bow tie. Waiting on the squab in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart, grip my bow tie. Living in the squab in my whole life. My whole life.
They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put billions of my taxes. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right. One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a
was never expected to grow. Just obstacles set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never a home, only a place a captivity, save facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angels, be ready to rap. Cracking the sky, nuclear missiles will make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
Do you see just how it feels? Payback is a dog. Dog is a dog. Payback is a dog. Dog is a dog. Payback is a dog. Dog is a dog. Payback is a dog. Dog is a dog.
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood, Slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in this body, you fit a Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in his dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is served cold, I just hope they make an oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in a world of mad shooters. That was designed fire for our babies to pass through. In the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
Do you see just how it feels? Payback is a dog. Dog is a dog. Payback is a dog. Dog is a dog. Payback is a dog. Dog is a dog. Payback is a dog. Dog is a dog.
Pando kill the beat.
I don't know who, somebody need to hear this. Y'all don't speak Hebrew, that's Yiddish. How the fuck you try to label us anti-Semitic? We the Israelites, blacks, native Hispanics. The Germans getting locked up for the Holocaust. Meanwhile, black people still up in the Holocaust. 100 million of us died in the transatlantic. 6 million died, y'all want the world to never forget it. You can never be a Jew, you a Ashkenaz. This ain't a star dum-dum, a gun die or die. Yeah, Yeezy told the truth and got ostracized. Not one person in the Bible had on a yarmulke. We was slaves in America like we was in Egypt. Y'all don't even fit the curses in the Torah neither. Y'all was blind to the truth, I had to make it clear. How Jerusalem, your land, your people came from Europe. That was 1947, your menorah got 9 sticks, it's really only 7. Yeah, it's us against the world, Armageddon. This what happened when you inherit lies from your ancestors. Y'all the synagogue of Satan with them black hats. Your whole nation sitting ducks, Aflacs. Bunch of thieves and culture vultures, ain't nothing kosher. To tell the truth, you vagabonds don't have a culture. Macedonia, Alexander and Philip, you a convert, so tell me, how the fuck is you Israel? That don't make you the people just cause you litter. Why my people can't hate your people like y'all hate Hitler? All the prophets was black and was called nigga. Y'all don't even fit the description that's in the scriptures. Abraham, all the way down to Jacob, we the real Jews. Y'all don't study Christ, y'all follow the Talmud. Keep it real, yeah, let's keep it real. Cold hard truth, it give you chills. Say y'all Jewish cause y'all ain't really them. About to do them like Hammond, it's the Feast of Purim. UPK undefeated, this an easy win. We was born fighting, y'all the evil twin. Jacob took hold of his heel, then out came his little red bass and they kosher deals. It's only 12 tribes, y'all trying to make it 13. Esau despised his birthright, the Lord cursed him. He ain't the devil, who is? I'm still searching. Ask your rabbi, why he get them babies herpes? I don't know what's worse, that or you claiming that you a Maccabee. I'm about to cancel, everybody try to cancel ye. I ain't afraid to speak, that's what I do. They riding to the core, I'm just judging them by their fruit. Cause they ain't suffering curses. If I was carnal, I promise I'd punch you in person. I know this is an uncomfortable subject. They making millions off our culture and black people suffering from it. Yeah, they don't believe in Christ, they the Antichrist. Make a living off of niggas, they a parasite. I ain't afraid to tell the truth, niggas terrified. I'm about to go DEFCON 4, I ain't satisfied.
That is proof. That is absolute proof that they know we are the real Jews. That's absolute proof. Now, he got the records. Go find me a white Jew on any archaeology in Egypt anywhere. You will never find a piece of archaeology with white people as slaves in Egypt. So don't tell me that they were slaves and it's their identity, and they know it. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not. The Lord knows the blasphemy of you so-called white people that say you are Jews and you are not Jews. You are not the people of the law. You are not God's chosen people. God's chosen people are living in the ghettos of America. God's chosen people are in poverty and depression in the streets of America. God's chosen people are walking around in America with no identity. That's where God's chosen people are.
Okay. Homie, I've been...
There's a king that's coming back to save our people. Now, we should be preparing ourselves for the return of our king, not stuck up in these denominations and religions that's destroying our people and destroying our nation.
So when we are in this kingdom and a brother or sister is doing wickedly in this kingdom, we must tell them, look, the world is expecting you to stay docile, to stay stupid.
That's what Christianity teaches our people. Teaches our people to hate one another and love the oppressor. Like, we'll never forgive one another for anything that another brother or sister do to us, but we'll forgive the oppressor in a heartbeat. There's something wrong with that, man.
Imagine living your life as a whole Christian your whole life, and life's good because you're a Christian and Jesus is white and everything's going great, and there's a landslide and the earth opens up and you go downstairs and you walk through this place and you see a black Jesus, man. Why is Jesus Christ black with an afro in the catacombs, man? This predates the Renaissance period.
So when you read the book of Genesis, the trees in the garden with other nations, a leaf, what does a leaf do to a tree? Cover the tree. So Adam took the covering of another nation. What's the covering of another nation? Their culture. So when the Most High saw him and said, yo, Adam, where are you, man? Why are you? Don't mean I can't find you. He means like, who is this nigga? But like, where are you, man? I don't know you.
Okay. So the Ba al Banya Yasha'ala wa Amarath al Ham wa Aidya Yahweh. The Ba means speak. Al, when it's joined with something, so al Banya means what? Unto, right? Excellent. So al when it's joined with something means unto. Banya means children. Yasha'ala is Israel. So unto the children of Israel.
Like if it's one thing a hoe gonna do, a hoe gonna hold. But you ain't. She can't hold if there's nobody to hold with. And the thing she said at the end, where she said, I went back and I lied to him and he still wouldn't do it. And then she threw up her hands and she said, well, he'll just be a brother. That's what he need.
That's
brothers.
Right.
If we have more brothers, hoes like her wouldn't have no outlet.
There was a man in the land of Oz, his name was Job, and that man was perfect and upright.
There you go, the man called Job. I think Job is what, afflicted. And that man was perfect and upright, meaning what? You can be perfect, man. Job was a man like everybody else, man. Job wasn't no angel, he didn't come from the heavens, and that man was perfect, meaning what? You can be perfect in the Bible. Being perfect is in the Bible.
Had fringes on my coattail way before Jimmy. Funny how the general ain't even see a penny. Better show respect, get smoked like a chimney. Keep my name out your mouth, don't even think it. Send a real Smith at y'all, know Jada Pinkett. Both ball heads, my grain above 50. Lost my man to the game, that pain that stuck with me. Had to find a cheat code to the street though, cause them niggas getting foul, shoot you like a free throw. Keep spitting acid like a Mino, and the nigga be the nicest with a mean flow.
Alright, shalom, Israel. Let me adjust my camera. Let me add my a little background. Shalom, Israel. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Barakatam. To all the brothers, Yahweh Shema Alatan Bashim Yahushua. To all the sisters. You know what I'm saying? We are the ISUPK, started out 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana. You know what I'm saying? Since 1969, we've been bringing out the true identity, the true culture, the true history, the true language of the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. You know what I'm saying? The people, you know, God's chosen people, according to, you know what I'm saying, biblical prophecy, according to archaeology and history. You know what I'm saying? We've been bringing out the true identity of the lost sheep of the house of Israel, which nobody else aside from the ISUPK knows. You know what I'm saying? Or aside from those who have stolen the knowledge from the ISUPK. The ISUPK, under commanding General Yohana, is the home of the truth. You know what I'm saying? It's the home of the truth. It's where the truth entered back into this earth. You know what I'm saying? In 1969, you know, since it's being lost through slavery, through hundreds of years of oppression and the so-called white man trying to oppress, suppress our history and keep us lost, keep us destroyed, keep us, you know, serving in his military, keep us, you know, being criminals just like him, keep us working for him and fighting in his wars and you know, just serving him, keep on selling drugs to one another because of the condition he has us in. You know what I'm saying? That's why, you know, the oppressor in high places has hidden and suppressed the identity of blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. But the ISUPK is here to liberate, you know what I'm saying, blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans from this condition we're in and the state we're in. You know what I'm saying? Giving you back your identity, giving you back your language, giving you back your you know, your history, man. All right. With that, you know what I'm saying, this is the Lashawan Qadash class. This is where I teach you how to read, write, and speak biblical Hebrew. All right. Shalom to everybody that I see in the comments. Of course, got Kayala. All right. Shalom. Yahweh Shema Allah Ta'ala Shem Yahushai. You know what I'm saying? She in the live with me. Through that's like you. All right. Got Kayada one. All right. Most in Christ. Yahweh Shem Yahushai Barakatah. All right. Shout out to Officer Kayada ISUPK Alaska. Sister Nazamana. Shalom, sis. Yahweh Shema Allah Ta'ala Shem Yahushai. All right. We got Priest and Officer Parataza, Yonkers, New York. Yahweh Shem Yahushai Barakatah. Sign Christ. We got T. Will Williams, Lord of Christ. We got Officer Mariah Allah, Chicago. Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakatah. We got a young man out of Cape Town. Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakatah. We got a sister Marisa. You know what I'm saying? A sister in the UK. Shalom, sis. Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right. We also had some Nazamana stated her registry in the comments. Let me get that up real quick. All right, Nazamana Bath Yahawada Bath Yasha'ala. Most High in Christ. Nazamana Bath Yahawada Bath Yasha'ala. All right, water. All right, so just to start off the class, Kayla, could I get you to state your registry?
Sir. Kayla Bath Yahawada Bath Yasha'ala.
All right, so Kayla Bath Yahawada Bath Yasha'ala, meaning Kayla, daughter of Judah, daughter of Israel. All right. Hold on, give me 1 second. I need to, how do I do this? Let's try it this way. Split this. Select here. Just putting together, you know, what I gotta put together. All right, Neil Monroe. All right, Shalom. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Barakatah. All right, so let me go ahead and share my screen. We'll get started with tonight's class. So tonight's class, you know what I'm saying, for those of you who are unaware, you know, the ISUPK, the children of Israel, all right, all blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans have an upcoming feast day. So we just about a week ago, we celebrated, you know, this is where we got high holidays back to back to back to back. And it's a damn shame that so many of our people don't know about these glorious days, that are days that belong to the Lord, that are days that belong to our nation. You know, all about Christmas, all about Easter, and some of us even know about Ramadan and all them holidays, or whatever they call them, of all these other nations, but we don't know the high holy days that were given to us by the true God, by the living God, Yahweh. We don't know about those as a nation. In the ISUPK, we're here to tell you, give you back your culture. All right. Also, real quick, can everybody hear me to Wab on the stream? Let me know if my audio coming through. Make sure my mic is picking up the sound. I put a 1 or a 1 West, 1 W in the chat if y'all can hear me to Wab. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen also. Where we at with it? Share screen. All right, so let's get this up. Okay, so we're gonna start off with the alphabet. All right, hold on, let me see if anyone's responded. If y'all can hear me to 1 West, 1 West. All right, Most High Christ, the water. Okay, so we good to go. So just to start the class, just how do you state your registry, Con? Just making sure I remember, right? Could I get you to go through the Hebrew alphabet, Kaila?
Sir. Abba, Gada, Hawa, Zaka, Taya, Ka, La, Mana, Sa, I, Pa, Taza, Kwa, Ra, Sha, Da.
Most High Christ. So Abba, Gada, Hawa, Zaka, Taya, Ka, La, Mana, Sa, I, Pa, Taza, Kwa, Ra, Sha, and Sa. And you can all see the Hebrew alphabet upon the screen. You know what I'm saying? If anybody, is new to class or new to the Lashawan Qadash, make sure you take a screenshot or contact, the ISUPK, contact the ISUPK in your zone, or, the UK as well. You can contact us through, WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook. We on all social media platforms. All right. And you can get in class. You can obtain the Hebrew sheet and learn actual Hebrew, so you don't run around saying shalom or shalom. You feel what I'm saying? You can learn the actual biblical Hebrew, the ancient, before the oppressor, the so-called white man, the Jewish man, got his hands on it. All right. Also, if anybody wants to join these classes live, like you see Kayala, you see students, will attend classes in and out. Make sure you contact the school. So ISUPK United Kingdom on Facebook or via email, or you can contact myself directly. If you have me on Facebook, Instagram, I'm real easy to find. Just type in my name. It'll come up, and just hit me up. Let me know your name, your zone, and the name of your camp leader. Also, for anybody who's doing their 90 days, if you're a young man or a sister who hasn't received a Hebrew name, make sure you fill this attendance sign-in sheet. All right, so there'll be a link in the chat. Fill that attendance sign-in sheet, and that will, officially mark your attendance, and you will receive, credit for all ISUPK benefits, including getting your Hebrew name. So that goes towards your 90 days, making sure you're checking in classes, making sure you're consistent. Not just anybody. Not just every and anybody can, get up in here in this school in our ranks. It takes consistency. It takes dedication. All right. So with that, without further ado, we're going to get into tonight's class. Hold on 1 second. Trying to figure this. Okay, so we're going to go through the verses which break down the Feast of Tabernacles. All right. So while I'm just finishing off the connectors, so like it was a last minute thing. I'm currently in Louisiana. I'm not in my hometown. I'm not in the UK. I'm not in Manchester. So I had to run around, do a few errands. So I'm just finishing up, making sure everything to Wab. All right, so Gail, give me 1 second. And we're about to do the first verse together. All right, so let's do the last part. Sakwas. All right. Let me scroll down so y'all can see what it is I'm doing, right? So y'all can see me on this. Let me zoom in a little bit. Just putting together the connectors for the first verse. Like I say, I've done most of it. All right, just finishing up the latter part. You know what I'm saying? Give me 1 second. All right, so now I'm gonna do the joining connectors. Okay. All right, the bar over here. Okay. Amar. And as I'm doing it, y'all can see, you know what I'm saying, these are forming the words. These are forming the words that have in the verse. All right. Dash. Now some of the letters, usually what I would do is I'd be able to go over the letters that look a little off. So like the wa, the ka, the sha, the I, the qua, some of these letters, with the technology that the oppressor has, it ain't perfect. It ain't how we would do the letters fully. But of course, as we're going through it, I'll let you know which letters, are the ones that look a little off if anybody is, struggling to read it or anything like that. All right, so let me very quickly select this row and do this, and bring this down a little bit. Okay. All right, so the first word, Kaila, could I get you to read the first word for me, Baba Kushar?
It's not on the screen yet.
It's not on the screen. Hold on. I should be. Is it not sharing? Oh, I'm tripping. Salaki. I thought the whole time. I'm thinking the whole time it's up on the screen. All right, Salaki, y'all. It should. Oh, I had. Man, I don't know. Oh, so even when we go into the Hebrew alphabet, y'all didn't see any of that, huh? Okay, Salaki. Okay, like if it's not showing up on the screen or anything like that, you gotta let me know. So like I thought the whole time it was showing up on the screen. All right. So if anybody who's new to the Hebrew class, all right, this is the Hebrew alphabet. All right. So like Kaila went through in the beginning, you have A, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Ka, all the way through to Tha. All right. Then you have these are the Hebrew letters in the modern Hebrew, which is known as the Assyrian Hebrew. It's what most things written in Hebrew will look like today after the oppressor got his hands on it. But this is our ancient, this is Paleo Hebrew. This is the more ancient Hebrew. So we go back, we seek the old paths. So we go all the way back past the oppressor, past before he got his hands on it, started adding all type of wahs and yahs for vowel points, which there is no vowels in the Hebrew language. All right. So just to go through that. If anyone is new to class, make sure y'all get a what's the word? Screenshot or contact the school, to obtain the sheet so you can actually start to learn proper Hebrew. All right. We get the young man in here. Hey, Shalom Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabarakatah. He might be away from his computer, no sweat.
Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabarakatah.
I'm more sign crash. I think my audio a little low, Slacky. I might not have heard you. All right, no sweat. Good to go. All right, so we got Thamar, Shalom, Yahushua Malak, Shem Shai. No sign crash, Shalom, no sign crash. So one of my students, Ayala, will be coming on shortly. All right, and then we have Neil Monroe says, bro, I'm a white man. Do you wish me to leave group? I seek truth. Well, I don't know what group you're referring to if in our group, because Edomites are not allowed, not permitted in our group, in our school. But if you are just a follower of the page, you can continue to follow the page, watch all our content. You can get all the information you need about who the true Jews are, who the true children of Israel are. And then what you can do is teach all of your Black, Latino, or Native. If you have any Black friends or Latino friends or Native American friends, let them know that they are the children of Israel. Direct them to the ISUPK. You know what I'm saying? You can't, come to our feast days. You can't be in our school, but the classes are online. I ain't going, I can't police you from watching the class. I ain't going to stop you from following the page. Follow the page. Share all our content. Let the whole earth know that blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are the true children of Israel. Damn, pay your tithes. Pay tithes and donations to ISUPK.com. You know what I'm saying? You can do that, and maybe the Lord will have mercy on you for what your people did to my people. You know what I'm saying? With that, let me scroll down a little bit, and we'll do the go through the verse. All right, we got the sister joining. I'm the young man. All right, so while they load in, all right, cool. All right, and then we got the young man, Most High in Christ. Okay. Okay, no sweat. I said he's got technical issues. All right. He says, I know and do tell. Yeah, Most High in Christ. Continue to do so. You know what I'm saying? Continue to support and donate, you know what I'm saying, to the truth. That's what you can do as a good white man. All right. If you want to be a good white man, go ahead and do that. Donate to the school. Make sure every black man you meet, come across, knows that he is the children of God, and your people lied to him and are suppressing his identity. Make sure they know that. All right. That then, you know, you ain't gonna be in the school. You're still not gonna be in the school. You know what I'm saying? That this the ISUPK is the only safe haven for black people. But we don't have to be among, you know what I'm saying, or we don't have to be, you know, fearful of the next oppressor that's gonna shoot up something like how Charlie Kirk was, you know, was unalive from bloodlust. This is a sanctuary where things like that don't happen, where your people don't unalive my people. All right, so you ain't coming to school, but you know, share the class by all means. All right, the water. I appreciate it. All right, it's the was there something going on with the either way, it's Tawab now. Okay, we're good to go. All right, so let me scroll down and we're gonna read through the verses. Okay, so Kayala, could I get you to read the first word?
The bar.
Dabar. Okay, dabar. And what does dabar mean?
Speak.
Speak. Okay, Most High in Christ. So we got dabar, which means speak. All right, hold on, let me cops it. Speak. Okay. Matter of fact, let me real quick. Let me just copy. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna copy these lines. We're gonna have Al Banya Yasha'ala. That's gonna be a phrase together. La Amar. Okay, we have Bakadash. Bakadash Aishara. It's like a Bakamasha Aishara. All right. Put all that together with Yawam. Lakadash. Shabiaya. Just put these all underneath here so we ready when we translate it. Okay. This is Kag Hasakwath. That's gonna be together.
Are you reading them all out loud intentionally?
Yeah, I'm just you know, putting it together. But we're gonna read it, all through now. Okay, the water. All right, so the first word was dabar. All right, dabar, which means speak. Okay, the water, speak. All right, the next part, who we got online? We got Ayala. Okay, Ayala, could I have you read this word right here and this word? So these two words right here.
Con.
Mm-hmm.
Aisle.
So not aisle, but the first letter. What's the first letter?
Ow.
Owl. That's it. So that word there is owl. Mm-hmm.
Banya.
Banya, right? So al banya. And do you know what al banya means?
No.
La'a. Okay. Do you know what banya means or ban?
Son.
Son. Excellent job. So ban means son. Banya is the plural. So it could be sons or children. Okay. So the word banya, we're going to use children. Okay. And then al. So al banya. You can tell me what al banya would mean if banya is children. Anybody?
Does it mean
Go ahead.
our?
Not our. So we have the first word is speak, and then we have speak something children. Kayla, do you know it?
Speak unto the children.
Unto, right? So al is unto, and then banya is children. Okay, so al banya is unto children. Okay, and then the next word in this phrase, so this is like a three-part phrase, right? Could you get me the next word, Kayla? This word here.
Yasharala.
Yasha'ala, which means
Israel.
Israel. So then you would put almost the banya yasha'ala, that would be together to mean what?
The children of Israel.
Children of Israel. Okay, exactly. So you have al banya yasha'ala, which means unto the children of Israel. Okay, excellent. Unto, let me change this to in the center. Children of Israel. Let's quickly do that for the rest of them. All right, so al banya yasha'ala, that full phrase means unto the children of Israel. Just quickly select all these, make them all aligned in the center. I should have done this too. Aligned in the center. Okay. Ayala, could you get me the next word?
Slukis, which one is it?
So it's going to be this one here.
Khan. Lamarad. Lamar.
Very close. So you have la, and then what's the second letter?
Ma.
Not ma. So the second letter from right to left. Say again. Ah, exactly. So you have la, then and then the next part.
So La'amar.
La'amar, exactly. Well done. Okay, La'amar. And do you know what La'amar means, or just the word amar?
La'a.
La'a. Okay. Kayala, do you know what that word means? So La'amar, or amar in general.
To say.
To say, right? The word amar is a verb which means to say, right? And then you have la'amar, which la is a preposition meaning to. It literally would be to say or saying, right? So speak unto the children of Israel to say this, right? Or saying is how it's like translated in the English, right? That's how kind of we would say it, right? Speak unto the children of Israel to say X, or saying X, right? Okay, so saying, and then Kayala, Kayala, could you read me this word here?
Ba kamasha.
Ba kamasha. Okay, ba kamasha, and Yala, could you read the next word? This one here.
Ishar.
Not Ishar, because you have to look at the connectors. But those are all the right letters. But how would it be pronounced?
Ishar.
Not Ishar. Very close though. So you have, what are the three letters you have?
Ishar and Ra.
I, Sha, and Ra. And with each of them, they have the single connector. So you pronounce the letter. So the three letters, I, Sha, and Ra, that's how you pronounce the word. I, Sha, Ra, right? Does that make sense?
Con.
Okay, so I, Sha, Ra. Okay, so we have that phrase there. Ba, Kamasha, I, Sha, Ra. Who knows what that means? Or who can first tell me? So ba, we know, is a preposition, meaning what? You can tell me.
In.
In, all right? So ba means in, on, or with, right? In this context, we could use it either in or on. They both would fit. Okay, so ba is in or on, right? Then we have kamasha, aishara. You can tell me what both of those words are, what type of word they are. If anybody knows, they'll know what I'm talking about.
Numbers.
Numbers, exactly. The water. Those two words are numbers. And what numbers are they?
5 and 10.
5 and 10, exactly. Right? So those numbers are 5 and 10. So ba, kamasha, aishara, those two numbers together make what number?
15.
15. So that is how you say the number 15, right? It would either be kamash, aishara, or sometimes there's like a ha or a tha added to like one of the numbers, right? But kamasha, aishara is 15. So ba kamasha, aishara would be on or in the 15th, in the 15 or in the 15th, okay? You can read the next word. So really the next word as well is part of the phrase. So we have in, the 15th, and then this next word. Who are we on now? Kaila.
Yuam.
Yawam, right? Yawam, which means what?
Day.
Day, exactly. So that full phrase, can you tell me what it means?
In the 15th day.
In the 15th day, exactly. Right? So ba kamasha aishara yawam, in the 15th, so like here, 15th day. Or on the 15th day. Either one, it's interchangeable. Okay? So let me put it a little bit center to the full phrase. In the 15th day. Okay. Let me do on the 15th day. On the 15th day. And then Ayala, could you read this word for me?
Yep. Which one?
The one after Yawam. So this one here. Now this is where we start to get to some of those letters which don't look like they would usually look. I didn't have time to kind of go over each letter. So this letter right here, this is a da. Okay, this is the letter da, right? So I don't want you to confuse it with the ra. I know they look similar in this version, but this is the da, okay? And then all the other letters, we should be tawab. So we have sha at the end, okay? So da and sha are these last two letters, okay? So whenever you're ready.
La'akdash.
Not la'akdash, but the second letter is what?
Ka.
Ka,
Exactly. Right? So you'd use the connectors. The connectors are basically like syllables, right? Like we did with this word, right? The word before it. We have ya is one syllable, and then the second syllable is these two letters, wa and ma, right? So with this word, we have la. Then we have what?
Sha.
Not sha, the second letter.
Ka.
Ka, right? So we have la, ka, and then the third syllable is these two letters joined. So a da and a sha, which would make what?
Lakada.
Say it again.
Lakada.
Lakadash, exactly. Well done. Right? So that's like the three syllables, right? La, ka, dash. That's exactly correct. All right. Well done, Ayala. Okay. So Lakadash, and then let me zoom back out. Okay. Hold on, I think the young man. Watching from the outside. Okay, new technical issues. No sweat. All right. Hold on 1 second. Okay, somebody in the comments. Michelle Taylor. I am not a member of the school. How am I able to speak with somebody about it? Okay, to Michelle Taylor, what is your background? What is your nationality? Okay, if you could let me know where your background is or where you're from. Okay. All right. You said your children, getting your children into the school. You could let me know your background or where you're from or where your father is from. Okay. So anybody who might be new to the school, your nationality is based on your father, the seed of your father. Your father plants a seed in the soil, which is the woman. All right. And whatever that seed is, that's what the child is. You plant an apple tree in whatever soil you plant it in, wherever country you plant it, is going to be an apple tree. Okay. So let me know your background and basically your paternal lineage is what it's called, right? Your father or your father's father. Okay. So the young man Freddie, are you still? I know you're having technical issues. Are you able to read on the screen, or you just want to, just be on and in the background listening? Just let me know.
Slocky, sir, I'm just listening at the moment.
Okay. No sweat. If that changes or at any point, that just let me know. Okay. Okay. So we have Lakadash, and then I'm gonna pass it back to Kayala, the next word for me.
Ha-shabayaya.
Ha-shabayaya, right? Ha-shabayaya, which means what?
The seventh.
The seventh, exactly. So the seventh. We have Ha, which is the, Shabayaya is seventh, right? So put it all together. We have Lakadash, Ha-shabayaya. You can tell me what that means. Anybody?
Malaki.
Go ahead.
The seventh month.
The seventh month, right? The seventh month. So this La would be like 2, like say, so the we just did in the 15th day, and then La would be like 2, and then we have Kadash, Hashabayaya. So the 15th day to the 7th month, right? We would say modernly today, the 15th day of the second month. But in Hebrew, it would be La, it would be 2, right? So the 15th day to the first month, or the 15th day to the 7th month, right? That's what we're doing. So we would translate this here as of the 7th month. Okay. Bring this down. I don't know why it's so high. Hold on. Yes, bring everything down, line it up with saying. Okay, bring this down. Okay. So on the 15th day of the 7th month. And then Ayala, could you read the next word for me? So this one here. Also, Slacky, just before you do that, hold on. All right, Michelle Taylor says she's black. My father is black and native. Okay, so when you say black, I'm assuming you're saying, African American, or so-called African American, black and native. Okay, so if you would let me know, so the so-called African American, they would be of the tribe of Judah. All right, the so-called Native Americans, they would be of the tribe of Gad. All right, so whatever your father's father is, if your father's father is Native Indian, you'd be of the tribe of Gad. If your father's father is so-called African American, you'd be of the tribe of Judah. Now, in terms of joining the school, right? If you could let me know, where are you at? Like, where are you located? Are you located in the States? Are you located in the UK? Whereabouts are you located? If so, in America, what state? Because we have schools in almost every state. If we don't have a school in that state, you find the school that's closest to you and report to the camp leader there. Right? You'll contact the school that's closest to where you're located, and that would be your camp leader. So that's where you'd start checking in, right? You start reporting, you start paying your tithes, right, to the ISUPK. Okay, you can find whatever, wherever you're situated, you can find a number to the school or the school closest to you on isupk.com. If you let me know, where you are situated, what state or wherever, perhaps what city, because I know some you put the city and state, but some, in some states we have multiple, schools in different cities. All right, and I can see if I can get the number for you. And where was we just at? We just at this word for, the last word for Ayala. On that line.
Khan.
Hazah, exactly. Well done. Okay, Hazah. Okay, so Hazah. You have Ha is a word which means the, and Za is a word which basically it could be this or that, right? So in this context, you could use Hazah to say either this or these or something along those lines, or like that is, right? So in this context, it's going to be this, right? This or this is. Okay, so this, you put in brackets, is. Okay, and then Kaila, could you read me the next word? So down here on the second line. Kag. All right, kag. You know what the word kag means?
Feast.
Feast. Exactly. Well done. All right, I see Kaila, well studied. All right, kag means feast. Okay. Ayala, could you read the next word? Now, just to let you know, again, some of these letters aren't how they would usually be. Salaki, I didn't have time to fully, go over the letters, right? So we have this third letter here is a ka. As a matter of fact, I'm missing a connector. This is a good thing I noticed. All right. This third letter is ka. This fourth letter is a wa. Okay. So whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and read that word for me. If you need any reminders on what the letters are, just let me know, okay?
Hasakwa.
Hasakwath. Well done, Ayala. That's perfect. Okay, Hasakwath. Okay, so we have ha as a preposition meaning the. Does anybody know what the word sakwath means? Say again, Kyla.
La'a.
La'a. Ayala. or the word itself, like the root word here, would be sakah. I don't think. Do you by any chance know what that word means?
La.
Okay, no problem. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'll get it up on the Blue Letter Bible, right? So I'm gonna share this tab, right? So sakah, right, is where you get the word sakwat, but it's plural. Okay, so you go into this word sakah. All right, it's a word that means thicket, a covert, or a booth. All right, so it's where in the KJV it's defined as either booth or tabernacle, which is like it's like a cottage. You can see here, it's like a tent, tabernacle. You know what I'm saying? A booth, right? So even some, it could be called either the Feast of Tabernacles. Some people call it booths or Feast of Booths or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Either is fine. The word sakah, which is where sakwath or hasakwath comes from, means booth or tabernacle, right? You can see here the usage, made booths, the Feast of Tabernacles, which is the word, what we're reading right now. So we have kag, meaning feast, and then hasakwath is tabernacles or booths, right? But we're gonna use tabernacles here. Okay, so kag hasakwath is the Feast of Tabernacles. Okay, make sure that's centered. Cool, right? Okay, so the next part. Hold on, let me click off this. Okay, so who are we on next? Who's the next word?
I think it should be
Kaila, right? Yeah, Kai.
Shaba'ith.
Shaba'ith. Okay, so Shaba'ith. All right, this word comes from the word Shabai. Does anybody know what the word Shabai means?
Slaki.
Go ahead.
Would it be 7?
7, exactly. Well done. All right, so 7. All right, Shabbath. Again, that sometimes when you have numbers, it might have the letter ha at the end or the letter tha. So this word just means 7. All right, the same word, right? So you just add a tha. So even this word itself will be pronounced Shabbath. But of course, there's you can't join 3. You can't join a ba, a I, and a tha. It's not as far as I'm aware. So, you write it as Shabbai, but you could just pronounce it Shabai, right? And then, so young man, are you able to read now? Are you settled? I know you was driving. Or you was just signing in for that one word. Okay. Fuck, you said Kanala.
Salakia, I will say I'll be set in about 20 minutes.
Okay, no sweat. What? All right, you're just chiming in for that one word. Yes, so Shabbath, right? And then Ayala, could you read me that last word in this verse, Baba Kusha?
Which one? The one that starts with Shah.
No, the one that starts with Ya. So the last word in that verse, right? So let me get it over here. This one here.
Yum yum.
Yum yum. Okay, exactly. Yum yum. All right, if you can tell me what yum yum means. If anybody knows. I'll give you a hint if you're not sure. It's the plural of the word yawam, right? Which is one of the words we went through earlier. Go ahead, young man.
Would it be days?
Days, exactly. All right, well done to both of you. All right. So yam yam means days, right? So 7 days. Okay.
Salaki, it's missing something at the end?
Of Yam Yam?
No, the next
Oh,
phrase.
Salakia. Khan, it is. Hold on 1 second. It might be, hold on. Is it on the end here? Ah, yeah. Salakia, I'm missing this whole word. All right, the water, Kaila. I appreciate it. Now I'm saying that's the, you know what I'm saying, my other half, keep me on track. I appreciate it. All right, so let me quickly do the connectors to this word. All right, so all right, and one more connector right here. All right, you know, we all fall short now. All right, so let me also just move this a little over. Bing. Make sure it's in the center. All right, that'll work for me. Okay, so we have, where's the little, am I missing a line?
Salakia, sir.
Go ahead.
Is it? Is it days?
Days. That's correct. Yam Yam is days. All right, well done. Okay, so we have Shabbath, which is 7, Yam Yam, which is days, right? So this phrase is 7 days. Okay, and then the last word we have, or the last phrase we have in this verse, Kaila, could you give it to us?
La Yahweh.
La Yahweh, which means what?
To the Lord.
To the Lord, exactly, right? To the Lord. So again, these high holy days, and not just days, not just pagan days like the oppressor's Christmas and Easter and all these different things. These are high holy days to the Lord. These aren't things that man just made up. We celebrate the Feast of Tabernacles because the Lord told us to, not because of some made-up story about a fat man who lives in the North Pole and rides reindeers in the sky, and you know, not some made-up make-believe story by the Christian church who is just full of lies for no reason. I don't even know how you'd come up with something so ridiculous. What I do, it all comes from pagan origins. It all comes from, you know, what oppressors used to believe in Rome and Greek and all them type of things there, right? You know, in the ISUPK, we're the children of Israel, and we celebrate, we hold the feast days that the Lord told us to keep, that the Lord tells us to observe.
Salakia, sir.
Go ahead.
How did the white man take over us?
When you say take over us, would you mean take us in slavery?
Yeah.
That's an excellent question, Ayala, an excellent question. The white man, right? So because you read this in Deuteronomy in the Bible, all right? Deuteronomy is a chapter in the Bible that has blessings and curses. And it tells you that if you keep these law, statutes, and commandments, you will be blessed. Your children will be blessed. Your land will be blessed. You'll basically be ruling on this earth. No other nation will be able to come and have you in subjection like we do today. What happened was the children of Israel in the past, we broke God's laws. We didn't, you know, keep the Feast of Tabernacles. We weren't keeping Passover. We started stealing. We started committing adultery. We started committing different sins. And we weren't keeping God's laws. And what happens when the children of Israel do that is you receive curses instead of blessings. You know, now when you work, the land won't be, you know, plentiful. You won't reap a good harvest. You won't. Your children won't be blessed. Your families won't be blessed. All these nations will be able to overpower you, and that's what happened when we stopped keeping God's laws. The oppressor, the so-called white man, came and started to, you know, attack the children of Israel. And because we didn't have God's protection, because we didn't have our Father's protection, they were able to, you know, attack us and succeed. We fled into Africa to, you know, flee from the Romans, flee from the white man. But the Africans, again, we didn't have the Lord's protection. So the Africans sold us to the white man. The white man took, the tribe of Judah over to the Americas. He took, the tribe of Benjamin over to, the West Indies, the tribe of Levi to Haiti, and so on and so forth. And that's how we ended up under the white man today. That's an excellent question. All right, the water. Okay. Also to the young man. Yeah, to the young man. Only Christians fall short. Yeah, they. I mean, falling short is an understatement. When we say fall short, that it's just an old UPK joke. You know what I'm saying? Like, we make some silly mistake. We all fall short, but we keep the law, statutes, and commandments. We don't fall short in that. You know what I'm saying? I might not. Go ahead.
It was known that Christ spoke Aramaic. Is that something that we're gonna get introduced into, or is that like something that we just don't worry about?
You said Christ spoke what?
Aramaic, sir.
Aramaic. Okay, Aramaic. That would like, if you look up Aramaic, right? Hold on, let me look this up. Right, Aramaic. So Aramaic is an ancient Semitic language. So that's Shemitic language. It's Hebrew. So where it says, Christ spoke Aramaic, that's the Jewish man saying he spoke Aramaic. He spoke Hebrew. That's what he spoke. That's all. So you see Aramaic like the modern day Hebrew. That could be classed as like Aramaic. It's just Hebrew. That's all.
Salakia. So the Paleo Hebrew that we read will be considered Aramaic.
Hold on. It says, although Hebrew eventually replaced it as a spoken language, I think modern I think Aramaic is slightly after the Paleo, but it might be before the modern day, Jewish language, or what does he say? Modern day Hebrew, right? I think it's kind of in between. I could be wrong. Hold on, let me look this up, right? Get this image because it'll show like the evolution of the so-called evolution of Hebrew. All right. I'm trying to think if it says here ancient Aramaic alphabet. We have this one that shows the Paleo, the Phoenician. All right, so I think the Aramaic is like that modern day Hebrew. All right, but Christ didn't speak modern day Hebrew. That's just what they say. Christ spoke Hebrew. You feel what I'm saying? I don't think Christ was talking about some Aleph, like what's all this? It says Aleph, Beth, Gamal, Dalath. Nah, you feel what I'm saying? Christ spoke Hebrew. That's all. When they say Aramaic, they're just saying Hebrew.
So I always wonder what they meant by that Aramaic. I was wondering if they meant like Arabic, like he spoke Arab.
Nah. Aramaic, they're just saying Hebrew. That's all.
Salakia, sir.
Go ahead.
When was racism created?
When was racism created? Ooh-wee. Racism, that's a very good question. Now, what is racism? What do you define racism to be?
Where you treat someone different because of their skin color.
And when you say different, are you talking about in a bad way? Like you oppress somebody or you hurt somebody because they're another people?
Yeah.
Okay. When that started, damn near from the beginning of time or whatever, when God created mankind, he created a bunch of different races of people, right? A bunch of different races of people. And what happens, when you have Most High separated the nation. So you'll have, way back in when in Adam's time, right? Or before Adam, when mankind was created, we don't even have the people that we're around today. It wasn't Indian people, but say we use that as an example. We have Chinese, Indians, Africans. People generally stick with their own, right? They'll stick with their own, and somebody who looks different to you, a stranger, right? You might treat different because they're not what you're used to, right? They're not what you're used to. So earliest stories of racism, I don't know. I'd probably read through Genesis, and I know that, like for example, Cain and Abel are the same race, so that's not racism. But Esau hated Jacob, and they became different races over time, right? Esau is the so-called white man. Jacob is the 12 tribes of Israel. And over time, those people grew as nations, and the nation of Esau, the nation of white people, hated, and not only hated, oppressed the 12 tribes of Israel, Jacob, right? So to say when did racism start, I mean, generally, I'd have to go through the Bible and find that would be the first recorded in our historical records. But there's no way of saying when racism began. You feel what I'm saying? Go ahead.
If I made a white man created what we call races today during slavery to distinguish who should be in slavery and who should not. Salaki.
Well, I mean, you have a bunch of different empires that might, go to war and enslave and oppress a people, like the Egyptians before the white man. The Egyptians had the children of Israel in slavery and treated them bad, whipped they back, unalive their children, tried to commit genocide. So, but before the white man, you had Egypt. You feel what I'm saying? Or was Esau around before then? Might have been, yeah. No, wait, no, hold on. I'm trying to lock in. I'm trying to remember. My memory ain't. But like, did Egypt happen before Joseph? No, yeah, the white man was around before that, right? Yeah, the like slavery and that type of thing. I think the earliest recorded is Egypt, right? Feel what I'm saying? So, yeah, that I mean, that type of thing. People being treated different. I mean, like as Israelites, we treat people different. Why? Because we treat black people, we treat the children of Israel the best. And other races, like you could sell, something to die of itself to another nation. You wouldn't sell that to your brother. Some people will call that racism. That's just the law that we have. Right?
So
every nation, go ahead.
So what's technically the story behind the Prince of Egypt?
The Prince of Egypt, the story of that is Moses. Moses was the Prince of Egypt. Now, I don't want to get, this is the Hebrew class. I don't want to get too, going into the history. The Prince of Egypt is the story of Moses. Okay, it's where Moses, grew up in Pharaoh's house. So he grew up as, like a prince, like he was raised by Pharaoh's daughter, or he was taken in by Pharaoh's daughter. And, like the son of a king or the adopted son of a king, you'd call what? A prince. But Moses didn't just use that and stay living good while his people were suffering. He fought to free the rest of the children of Israel, which are the real princes and princesses in this earth. Okay, does that answer your question?
Okay.
All right, now y'all is going, y'all is going everywhere but these verses. All right, good night. All right, let me read some of these comments. All right, we got Michelle Taylor says Nebraska. Okay, Nebraska. Nebraska's in the States, right? Hold on. Do we have a school in Nebraska? I see Nashville, North Jersey. Okay, let me look up Nebraska. I don't know if we have a school yet in Nebraska, but you would basically find the closest. So I know we have a school in Kansas. Kansas is right below. We have Colorado. I believe we have a school in Colorado. All right, so you would basically find, depending on where you are in Nebraska, it's a state. So you might be closest to Colorado. You might be closest to Kansas. You know what I'm saying? You want to find the wherever is closest to you. If you go to ISUPK.com, all right, you'll be taken, I'll show you on my screen, right? You'll be taken to this page right here. You're going to hit schools. All right, schools, you see, Arkansas, all these different states and cities. In Ohio, we got Cincinnati, Cleveland, Columbus, Dayton. You got where was I just looking at, right? Colorado. Let's see, Colorado. You ever see? Is it Colorado? I'm thinking. What was I just at? Kansas. Go to school in like Kansas City. Let me find that. Yeah, Kansas City, Kansas. All right, so that might be your closest school, or it could be, you know, you'll find the find a school. There you go. I mean, this is how you do it. All right, you know, all these different schools, and it will take you to, you know, their pages, their information. You could just search up then, you know, if Kansas is your closest school, search up ISUPK Kansas. You'll find, you know, the number, you'll find the YouTube page, you know, you can get in contact. There you go. Here's the address, the number, you know, that's how you do it. That's how you find the nearest ISUPK to you. And you start reporting to the brother who's over that zone. Okay. And you'll start attending classes, checking in. And once you do your 90 days, you become consistent. You may obtain your Hebrew name. Okay. We got Yaakov in the building. Acts 26 and verse 14 shows that Christ spoke Hebrew, right? So, you know, when the brother said Aramaic, that's, you know, it's not some Arabic language. It's just Hebrew. It's the white man that says he spoke Aramaic, but Christ spoke Hebrew. And we quickly get that, just get that verse. It was Acts, 26 and 14. Throughout it to priest and officer Yaakov. All right, Acts 26 and 14. Yeah, 26 and 14. It reads, and when all were fallen, and when we were all fallen to the earth, I heard a voice speaking unto me, saying in the Hebrew tongue. Right? So that's what language Christ spoke. He spoke Hebrew. That's all. You know, he spoke the Lashawan Qadash. Okay. The sister says, I've been watching classes for about 3 months. Most High in Christ. I've been watching for about 3 months. But have you been checking in to the brother over that zone? That's what you'll need to do. Right? You'll need to start checking in and continue watching classes for another 3 months, and you will earn your Hebrew name. Okay, that's what you want to do, all right? And then we got Kwame down in the building. Shalom, sis, Lord in Christ. What else we at? Hold on. A question, Genesis 15 and 7. And he said to him, I am the Lord that brought thee out of the Chaldees to give thee this land to inherit it. Did the chapters speak Aramaic? When you say did the chapters speak Aramaic, what do you mean? Did the chapters in the Bible speak Hebrew? Or are you saying, are they written in Hebrew? What do you, if you could clarify your question? Because, you know, chapters themselves, you know, like paper don't, you know, read much of anything or speak much of anything. But like a scroll, you know, but if you're asking me, is it written in Hebrew or you're saying Aramaic, the Old Testament is written in Hebrew. That's all. So you don't want to get confused with words like Aramaic and Phoenician and Paleo, and as if these are different languages. The Old Testament is written in Hebrew. The New Testament is written in Greek. That's all. All right. So Genesis 15 and 7 is written in Hebrew. All right. Go ahead, young man.
I might be wrong, but I believe he was asking about the Chaldeans.
The Chaldeans, right? So is he asking, so he was asking, get the question up.
Did the Chaldeans speak Aramaic?
Speak Hebrew. All right, so okay, the Chaldeans. So let me get the verse he was looking at, right? It was what? Genesis 15 and 7. The Chaldeans. Hold on, Genesis 15 and 7. Okay, of the Chaldees. So the Chaldees. Let me look this up real quick because off the top of my memory, I don't recall like who exactly the Chaldees are. Now, even the word in the language Hebrew, it comes from a man named Eber, right? Hebrew and Eber, Ibaria is the same word, right? Or I think is Eber Ibar and then Hebrew is Ibaria, or they might just both be Ibaria. Let me look this up real quick, right? Again, y'all do not want to get to these verses. I understand, y'all. I understand. Y'all wanna ask any question under the sun. I ain't gonna spend too much time, but I'll get your question. All right, no sweat. Okay, so Eba, where we at? Eba is Ibar. The word for Hebrew is Ibaria. It comes from Eba or Heba. Okay, so if the Chaldees descends from Eba, so let me look this up. Who are the Chaldees? All right, who are the Chaldees? Hold on. Okay, so Mesopotamian, known for Vances, blah blah blah, Aramaic speaking. Okay, so this seems to suggest they spoke Hebrew. Okay, ancient Chaldees. Yeah. So it says, it says they spoke Hebrew. I have no reason to doubt that they didn't speak Hebrew. Most depending on like languages were split. Pretty much everybody spoke Hebrew till languages were split, right? With the Tower of Babel, right? And then the children of Israel kept, the so-called Hebrew Israelites kept the language of Hebrew. Some other languages sound very close to Hebrew, right? But they, differentiated. Like even some different languages, like Ma in Chinese also means what? Ma in Hebrew is what, right? You have even the word, I don't know what language, but I hear a bunch of Muslims talking about ak this and ak that, right? That comes from the Hebrew word ak, which means brother. You feel what I'm saying? So if the Chaldeans, I don't doubt that they spoke Hebrew. All right, with that, let's get back to the verses, y'all. Y'all ain't escaping these verses. Y'all gonna sit and clap. I'm messing with y'all. All right, but we're gonna get through these. So without further ado, let's get
Salakia, sir.
All right, what you got? What you got, man?
I was just gonna say it worked out because I can read now in 2 hours.
Most High in Christ. Most High in Christ. Worked out for you. All right, cool. All right, so I'm gonna start with you then. All right, could you give me the first two? I guess words, but give me these phrases right here. Put them together. For time's sake, we're gonna do it like that.
Which one should I be reading, Salakia, sir? I can't.
So we in verse 35. Okay, so I'm gonna read this word right here and this word right here.
La Yahweh Bayam.
Not La Yahweh. We in verse 35. So right here.
Salakia, sir, if you could just hover the mouse over the word so I can see where I'm at.
Khan, no sweat. So you're gonna start right here.
Khan, I see.
Mm-hmm. So whenever you're ready.
Banyam. Bayam.
Not Bayam.
Bayana. Nam.
Okay, so yeah, okay, this is one of those letters where it doesn't look like it would usually look. That third letter is a Y, right? Like
Khan, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Bayawam.
Bayawam. Okay.
Bayawam. Bayawam Hara'a Sha Wa Wan Harashawan. Slaki.
No sweat. So Bayawam Harashwan. If you could tell me what that means, or you know what that means?
La, sir.
Okay, let's break it down. So you got Bayawam, which means what? Ba is a preposition, meaning in, on, or with. Yawam means what?
Day,
right? So on the day, right? Then you have Ha Ra'ashwan. Does anybody know what Ra'ashwan means? First. Okay, Ra'ashwan means first, right? So Bayawam Ha Ra'ashwan means what?
Salakia.
In the
Go
first
ahead.
day.
In the first day or on the first day, right? Let me put, hold on. Bayawam, I'm gonna put on the first day, caps it, on the first day or in the first day. Yeah, I'll put in this case, right? In the first day, okay? I'm gonna give the next one to Kayala. I want you to read these two as the phrase, okay? These two together.
Makwara Qadash.
Makwara Qadash, which means what?
Holy convocation.
Holy convocation, right? So in the first day, it'd be implied as like is or is a holy convocation, right? Or if you read it in English, it might, let me just see how it translates it. It might be like, ye shall have a holy convocation, or it shall be a holy convocation. So let me just grab it in Leviticus 23. But you know, Makwara Qadash itself means holy convocation, right?
So like you said.
Go ahead.
When it comes to the next phrase, is it missing a letter?
The next phrase you talk about. Oh yeah. Salakia, right here. Talking about here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Khan, the water. All right. I see you, Kyle. You know what I'm saying? Okay, the water. All right. So on the first day, it'll be like shall be. So this is like implied, right? Holy convocation. Okay. Now Ayala, could you read for me? So the next phrase, right, that'll be together is going to be these three words. So what I want you to do, just take it word by word, and could you read me these three, right? So from here through to here, Baba Kusha. And if you need any help, just let me know, okay?
So, like you said, what's the first letter?
The first letter is a ka. All right, that's ka.
So, Kal.
Mm-hmm.
Malakath.
So Mala'aka, right?
Mala'aka.
Mm-hmm.
Then Ibada.
Ibada, right? Most High in Christ, right? So Kal Mala'akath Ibada. Okay, so do you know what Kal means?
La'a.
Okay, anybody else can tell me what Kal means?
All.
All. All right, Kal is a word which means all or every, right? Or in some cases, any, right? So we put all, or I'm gonna put really that whole, like all the way from Cal through to the end is like one phrase within itself, but I'm gonna dissect it here, right? So all or all right, any. I'll put any. Okay. Then who can tell me what, I'm gonna move this off, Mala'akath means? It comes from the word Mala'aka.
So
Go ahead.
work, like your job.
Exactly. It means work, like your occupation. Okay, exactly. And then you have Ibada, which comes from the word Ibad. Can anybody tell me what Ibada would mean? All right.
Is it
Go ahead.
servant or Servile.
Servile, exactly. So the word ibad means to serve or a servant, right? So this is a job where you're serving somebody. This is a job where you are a servant, right? For all intents and purposes. Okay, so you have kal, mala'akath, ibadah, which will be all or any servile work. Okay, any servile work. And then back to the young man, because you read these last, two parts for me. That's going to be the phrase together.
It's la'a, ta'aisha, ta'aisha, ta'aishawa.
La'a ta'aishawa. Exactly. La'a ta'aishawa. Can you tell me what that means?
It means no. Ta'aishawa. I don't know what ta'aishawa is like you.
No sweat. The Aishawa comes from the verb aisha, which means to do. Tha is a preposition meaning thou or thee. In other words, in modern English, you, right? So tha Aishawa would be like you shall do it, right? Or thou shalt do. But then, so what does la'a tha Aishawa mean?
Salakia.
Mm-hmm.
It means you shall not do.
Thou shalt not do, exactly, right? So, any servile work, thou shalt not do. We'll put that not in capital letters. That's what the la'a means. Oh, it's already bold. I'm in bold. It's already bold. All right, so la'a ta'aishawa, thou shalt not do. So any servile work, thou shalt not do, or how it would be, just generally translated, thou shalt not do any servile work. It's a holy convocation. It's a Sabbath. Right? So this is a day where it's servile work. So you'd have a master, you'd have an employer. Okay, somebody that's making you work day in, day out, Monday to Friday or whatever your shift pattern is. But on this day, that master would let you have the day off, and you wouldn't be doing any servile work. Okay. Same with every Sabbath. As again, it's the first day and the last day. All right, so it's the first and the 8th day, which we're going get on read on in the next verse. The first and the 8th day is a Sabbath. Okay. Right. So we read this verse, and now we on to the next verse. All right, so verse 36. Okay, Kayala, could you give me? Put these together. Could you give me these first two? All right. Salakia.
Shabbat Yam Yam.
Shabbat Yam Yam, which means?
7 days.
7 days. All right, 7 days. Okay. Then you have Ayala, could you read me this word here? Just this one, this one part. That's so many questions. I don't think we're going to have time to run through the vocabulary, but that's no sweat. We'll finish up these verses. And then I'm going to talk just a little bit about the Feast of Tabernacles in general. Let me bring this. Ayala, are you there?
Con.
Okay. That's what. It's down here. I want this phrase together. So whenever you're ready, if you could give me that word. So it's this one right here. Okay. So just to let you know as well, this second letter will be qua. Okay. So just do it syllable by syllable. Move this over. Move this one over.
Vacuaba.
Close. Okay, so we have Tha, Kwa, Ra. Then where do you have from there? So Tha, Kwa, Ra.
Fa.
Tha, Kwa, Ra. And then this fourth letter here is a Ya, and this is a Ba. So a Ya and a Ba joined together would make what?
Yab.
Yab. Okay, and then what's the last letter?
Wa.
Wa. Right? So Tha, Kwa, Ra, Yabwa. Right? Tha, Kwa, Ra, Yabwa. Okay? Now, who could tell me, does anybody have an idea of what this word would mean? It comes from the word Kwarab, which means to offer something or to offer an offering. All right?
Is it to give or receive?
In a sense, it would mean to give. It would mean to give an offering. And then you have Tha as a preposition meaning you, right?
So you give.
You give an offering, right? Thou shalt offer an offering, right? Or thou shalt give an offering. Hold on. So thou shalt offer an offering. Okay, let me move this a little to the right. And then you have, really, I'm gonna put this phrase together, right? So who can give me, Ayala, could you give me this next word right here?
Ash.
Say again.
Asha.
Asha, exactly. And who could tell me what Asha means?
Salakia.
Go ahead.
Fire.
Fire, right? Fire, right? So this is an offering. And then you have ash, which means fire. And then that ha at the end would be like by fire, right? So an offering, you should offer an offering made by fire. Okay, so made by, hold on, caps lock it. Made by fire. Okay, so 7 days. I need to add an S onto the all right. 7 days. Thou shalt offer an offering made by fire. Okay. Then you have the next. So who am I on? The young man. Can you give me this next part? It's this one right here.
La Yahweh.
La Yahweh, which means
to God, to the Lord.
To God, to the Lord, exactly. Right? So offer an offering made by fire to the Lord. Okay. To the Lord. Okay. Then you have, I'm gonna put these two together. So these two parts. Kayla, could you read me those and translate it for me?
Bayawam. Shamayanya.
Exactly. Bayawam Hashamayanya, which means what?
In the 8th day.
In the 8th day. Perfect. So Bayawam is in the day, as we read earlier. Shamayanya comes from the word Shamana, right? Shamana, which means 8. Shamayanya is 8th. Okay, so in the 8th day, or on the 8th day, on the 8th day, how do you spell 8? I'm missing something. Is it G-H? Yeah, G-H-T-H. On the 8th day. Okay. Who are we up to next? Ayala? Ayala, could you read me these two as the phrase? Ayala, you there?
Is it Makura'ah?
Say again.
Makura'ah.
So what's the second letter?
Kwa.
Kwa. So it'd be Makwa Ra'ah. Right? Makwa Ra'ah. Go ahead.
Qadash.
Qadash. All right, Makwa Ra'ah Qadash. Which means what?
I'm not sure what the first phrase is, but I think Qadash means tongue.
Qadash doesn't mean tongue. Lashawan means tongue.
Is Qadash holy?
Qadash is holy. The word Makwara, you can tell me what the word Makwara. Kyla, I know you know it. Young man, do you know what the word Makwara means? La?
La, sir.
Okay, no sir. Kyla?
Convocation. Holy
Convocation. Right? Makwara means convocation, and Makwara Qadash is holy convocation. Right? So on the 8th day, a holy convocation. The word convocation is a gathering. Right? We all gather together. We have a party. So Ayala, when we all are at the feast day, and all the kids are running around, we have all this good food and good drinks. That is a holy convocation, right? So that's what we're doing at the school. Okay, and then
this Sunday and on Monday.
It's gonna be exactly, I believe, the 5th of October, this Sunday, and then I think the closing. I have to get my thing about again. I just make sure I don't need to commit things to memory because the ISUPK has all the answers. All right, so it's gonna be this Sunday, and what the heck? Blah, blah, blah. Then the closing, which is 8 days later. Should be able to do the math. I think the following Sunday. No, I think that's how that works. 8 days, 7 days would be whatever. The 13th. Hold on. Slacky. Yeah, no. Sunday the 8th, Sunday the 5th. Good night. Don't be turning up on Sunday the 8th. There is no Sunday the 8th. Sunday the 5th, and then the following Monday the 13th is the opening and the closing of the Feast of Tabernacles. Now, real quick before I should finish we're running low on time. All right, I'm have to speed kind of through it a little bit. All right, young man, could you read these two parts? So this part and this part.
Yahweh Lakam.
Not Yahweh.
Salakia.
No, sir.
Yaha.
Yahaya, right? So the last Yah and Ha joined together. So Yahaya. Okay. Yahaya is a phrase. Does anybody know what the phrase means? Real quick. That's the time sake. I'm gonna give it to you. I need it. We got 10 minutes left. I'm gonna need it real quick. All right. This phrase would be "it shall be." Okay. Haya is a word which means it shall be or it will become, and then Yah would be like it. Right. Yah as a preposition can be he or it. Right. So it shall be, and then lakam would be to you, right, or to you all. So to you in the plural sense. So it will be to the children of Israel. Let me do PL. Right, so a holy convocation, it shall be to you, right, is how that would all read, right? Then you have, Kyla, could you read these next two parts?
Waha Koraba. Waha Korabatham.
Exactly. Waha Kwarabatham. The next part.
Asha.
Asha, which means?
Offer an offering made by fire.
Exactly. And shall offer an offering made by fire. Right? And you shall offer, I don't know, man, it's all caps. And you shall offer an offering made by fire. Okay, then you have La Yahweh, of course means to the Lord. I'm not going to waste time with that one. To the Lord, right? Then you have, who are we up to now? Ayala, could you read this phrase for me, this one here? I'm going to need it real quick. Ain't got too much time.
So, like you said, what's the second letter?
That's Taza.
Itazarath.
Itazarath, exactly, right? Itazarath, Slakia. Itazarath is a word which means a solemn assembly. A solemn assembly. Okay, so I'm gonna put that in. And then Hawa'ah is like it, right? So really this together. Hold on. These two will be together. So Itazarath, Hawa'ah be it is a Itazarath is solemn assembly. All right, so like real quick before we get to the end of the class, I'll probably just breeze through it, right? We have Kal Mala'akath Ibadah, La'ath Aishua. So we already went through that. Any servile work thou shalt not do, right? So we have those from earlier. Any servile work.
Salakia.
Go ahead.
What does Itazarath mean again?
Itazarath means solemn assembly. Right? So it's damn near another way of saying a holy convocation. Right? Damn near. Like solemn assembly, it's a sacred meeting. Right? It's damn near like the other way of saying holy convocation, exactly. All right. Boom. So real quick before we end the class, so the Feast of Tabernacles is just coming up. Some people also call the Feast of Booths, right? It's a high holy day where the children of Israel would dwell in. Hold on. Let me get my train of thought. Thou shalt not do. Right? The children of Israel, we would dwell in booths. So we would dwell in tents that we would make out of wood, out of boughs of trees and goodly branches and willow trees. We would make, a temporary home, a temporary shelter outside of our regular home. Who knows why we do that? I know it's in the Bible later on in Leviticus 20:23. But who knows why?
Salaki.
Go ahead.
I'm just guessing. Is it so we put our hands to work? You know what I mean?
No, but good guess. Good guess. All right. So I'm gonna read the verses, right? So I'm gonna read Leviticus 23 and 42, right? Just to get the point. All right. It says, "Ye shall dwell in booths 7 days. All the Israelites born shall dwell in booths." So for this time period, you dwell in a temporary shelter that you make. That verse 43, that your generations may know that I made the children of Israel to dwell in booths. So this is to remember when we were coming out of the matter of fact, let me read on. I made the children of Israel to dwell in booths when I brought them out to the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. Right? So this is a high holiday to remember that we were being brought out of Egypt. On that journey, we had to make temporary shelters. And it's to remember, like when we got into the land, this was a land that was now blessed. And the children of Israel became blessed and wealthy. We had good, nice houses. But remember, not too long ago, by the Most High's hand, we were in slavery, but the Most High delivered us. delivered us. And during that time, we had to eat unleavened bread. Like even the Passover is to commemorate that time. It's to make sure that we remember what the Most High did for us. In those days, we had to dwell in booths. So again, like the Passover, we eat bitter herbs and unleavened bread to remember how in that time we didn't have time for the bread to rise.
So,
to eat bread unleavened. Go ahead.
So why did Yahushua leave us and not do anything to the white man?
Okay, Yahushua had to die for our sins, right? So in the Old Testament or in the Mosaic law, if you commit a sin, you would sacrifice a lamb or a sheep, and that would atone for your sin. Like if you sinned ignorantly, it atone for your sin by sacrificing a lamb or a sheep. Christ, because we as a nation began to sin, and we've didn't know the law properly, we began to sin as a nation. Christ was that lamb that was sacrificed for us, so that when you're born, like when a black person is born in England, and we don't know the law, we'll do what white people do, and we'll celebrate Christmas, and we'll celebrate Easter because that's what they give us. So in celebrating those high holidays, we're sinning. Christ died to sacrifice as a sacrifice for those ignorant sins, right? So in terms of why he didn't do anything to the white man, Christ allows us to turn back to the law, statutes, commandments, and not just be put to death, right? That's what Christ did. And when we turn back to those law, statutes, commandments, and when the Most High is, feels as though we as a nation of people, not just few, but as a nation, we need to be keeping the law, statutes, commandments. Christ will come back with an army of angels, and that is when he will do something about this white man. If that answers your question. Most High in Christ. All right. We just need to keep keeping the law, statutes, commandments, keep spreading, and grow as a nation. Come back to our God. The Most High will put his protection back on us, and Christ will come back and, unalive the oppressor that had us in slavery. Okay. All right. So, as I was saying, right, where we at? Feast of Tabernacles. Boom. So we would dwell in tents while we, in transit, going from Egypt to the land of Canaan, which became Jerusalem. Right. So that is to commemorate, like if while you're you in the land and you live in fat, for so many generations, you might forget that just a few years ago you were in slavery, and you might forget the man who brought you out. So this is to make sure we always remember through our generations what the Most High did for us, and so we don't get all high and mighty because the Most High put us above all nations. But he can take that away. You have fake Israelite groups who go camping as a group. As a fake Israelite group, they all go camping in the woods and make tents and dwell in booths. Now, again, booths was to remember when we were brought up out of Egypt and when we had to dwell in booths. We are in Egypt right now. We are in the council estates. We're in the slums and the ghettos. We're in the barrios. We're in the council housing. We're in the booths right now. All right, so we're not in a position where we have to remember what it was like to be poor. We're poor right now. We don't have to remember what it was like to have temporary housing. Our housing is temporary right now. If you don't make enough money to pay that rent, you will understand that your housing was temporary, right? So we don't have to, go in some forest and make a tent, right? That's not the spirit of the Feast of Tabernacles, right? So that is why, the ISUPK, unlike those fake Israelite groups, we don't, go camping or go, in a tent somewhere. It's to remember what it was like to be in a poor condition. We're in that condition right now. You going from, a house in the ghetto, you going from the projects to a tent. It ain't much difference. You feel me? You in the condition right now, right? So we just waiting to get brought up out of this Egypt. All right. With that, we are on the time. Hold on. Yeah, the young man got it before. It's a solemn assembly. You should do no sorrow work therein. To water. to remind us of our exodus, exactly, to remind us of when we were being brought out of slavery. And that is what we're waiting on once more, to be brought out of this slavery. With that, that is the time, that is the class, the water, for everybody for tuning in. I'm going to pass the class over to the young man. If you could close out with the salutes for Baba Kushar.
Khan out of a Khan. Men of Israel, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Al-Madyam, which means to stand. Al-Madyam Shabbat. Al-Madyam Barak. Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Barakatah.
Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Barakatah.
Yad Yamata.
Mm-hmm.
Men of Israel, we're now going to give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Sisters, please.
Please stand.
Please stand.
Mm-hmm.
Al-Madyam, which means to stand. Al-Madyam Shabbat. Al-Madyam Barak.
Yahweh Shema Al-Hassan Bahashim Yahweh Shai.
Yad Yamata. Class dismissed.
No sign Christ. No sign Christ. So while that's for all everybody for tuning in. I appreciate y'all as always. You know what I'm saying? With that, shalom. No sweat.
Shalom, sir.
All right. Shalom. Looks like you had a question, young man?
Khan, sir, right now I know we're short on time, but for the next time, I want to know how long you've been in the truth and how did you find out? How did you come into the knowledge of the truth?
No sweat. I got you. I'll save that story time for next week's class, all right? All right. Shalom, Israel.
Shalom, Israel.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West.